Carrot here at the Paper Snob. I have been in moving mode for about 4 weeks. I am almost fully unpacked. I'm still stepping over the piles that I shared with you in my video earlier this week. Today I am going to be working with my Peace Craft Love Creative Ambassadors Kit. I did not get to do a haul video, so I'm going to flip through it real quick before we get started. So she made this really pretty sequin mix. Look at those little tiny hearts and little flowers and butterflies. It's really pretty. Matches the papers pretty well. This is Echo Park Happy Birthday line. There are, I think, 3 sheets of the solid cardstock. A very pretty pink bubblegum. There's some orange on the back. A light pink with an aqua. It actually says teal, so teal. I always think of teal, a darker color than that. Cut aparts. On the back side is a whimsical scalloped print. More cut aparts. These are great to make embellishments with for a page if you only are working with just what's in a kit. A nice dot reminiscent of confetti. A birthday print. It's got piñatas and crowns and hats, balloons, etc. on it, presents. This side is another scallop print. Very pretty. This would be a border print. You could use any of these for a border. Or you can use the back side, which is candles. A nice dot on that side. And a really pretty floral. Doesn't even have to be birthday with this particular piece. If you didn't want it to be, you could do a nice spring layout or a baby layout or anything. So I'd like to get started. I will have the link to this kit below so that you can purchase it from Peace Craft Love. So let's get started. Alright, I'm ready to get started. You're going to notice that I've already cut down my paper. I chose the confetti background and what I called a whimsical scalloped paper. It's probably meant to be a banner. Anyway, no biggie. I cut this one down to 8 by 10, and then I printed some photos of my granddaughter's first birthday for this. You will also notice that I cut out 3 of these, and 3 of these. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I am going to stack them, glue them down like this. It creates a little bit of dimension without bulk, kind of mimics thickers. Not that I need to be creating my own thickers because I have quite a stash of those. This is a trick though that I learned from Jennifer McGuire Ink. She does this on her cards for the same reason, so I learned it from her. This particular word, I actually used my Cameo to type out a word. Long story short, if you're not a Cameo user, I typed out the word, increased the size, and then smushed the letters together and used the weld function to create one word, because when you type out the word, of course, it is one letter. So this is something that I really enjoy doing with my Cameo, and it is the literal reason why I purchased a Cameo, because I like the look of the joined words, and sometimes you can't find them. I also cut one of the borders from the border sheet, this one. This is the back of a border, this is the candles. I am going to make a shaker title. This is going to be where I put the word smash. I'm going to use my fuse tool, which is over here heating. to close off my shaker. This is also going to be part of my title. It's the little banner pieces from the border that says birthday. This is some foam, fun foam that I'm going to use for dimension on the back of them. It looks like I'm going to need to do a little bit more cutting, but you get the general idea. So I'll be back in just a few minutes with some more things to show you. So here at the beginning, I'm going to add some of this Bo Bunny glitter glue. It's a little bit like Stickles in a jar if you're not familiar with it. I'm going to add it to the top of my title, and it is going to give it some pretty shine and shimmer. I like to do stuff like this just to bring out a title, to give it a little oomph. So I'm just dipping my finger right into the jar. It's pretty messy, and I do make a pretty big mess. This is why I don't usually play with glitter by itself, because glitter gets everywhere. And if you know me well, or at least if you know me personally, you know I'm not a fan of glitter. I do like glitter glues and glitter pastes and stuff like that though, because I don't end up with single bits of glitter everywhere. The word that I added glitter glue to, and a piece of the paper that I cut down to size. I poked holes in it off screen, added some netting. I was going to use my fuse tool, but decided that that was going to just be too much work because I don't have the right kind of plastic or something, and it melts too quickly. So I decided to just do it this way with netting and hand sewing. It really doesn't take that long. I do a little bit here on screen for you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just adding the netting to the top of the pattern paper. I'll sew around 3 sides and then I'll fill it. Sewing the 3 sides of my title block. Now I'm going to open up the little plastic baggie of the sequin mix, and I'm going to just dump it right inside the title block that I've created. When I'm finished, I will sew up the last end and it'll be done. Dry glue to it. I'm gonna just put it on there. The sequins will be able to move a little bit behind it until it dries, so I do fix it a little bit off screen and add a few more on the top. But mostly my shaker just shows on the bottom. So I'm gonna put my layout together, and I'm gonna start by putting this photo mat that I created out of one of the sheets of paper. I called this the whimsical scallop. It's probably more like a banner, but I'm gonna just eyeball it into the center. Notice also that I matted the plaid piece because it kind of disappeared when I laid it on top of those two pieces of pattern paper, and I wanted it to kind of show up, so I matted it. But also notice that I didn't have quite enough to mat the whole 12-inch piece, and there's a little piece down at the bottom that I just pointed at to show you that I'm gonna have to cover up that section with part of my title. You'll see me do that as we're recording. I have matted my photos off screen, and I'm gonna glue them down here for you to see, and see where I put the first. I'm gonna cover up that spot that doesn't cover up my plaid border, which I'm using to anchor my photos onto my layout. Here I am trying to work out where I'm going to put the word birthday. I'm trying to line it up a little bit and just to see where it lays on the page. Off screen and added some foam adhesive on the back to make them stand out. So I like how I've put everything onto the page at this point, and I'm going to begin gluing down the elements on the page. I start with the journaling pieces at the bottom, and then I add some adhesive to other parts of the layout. Cake from one of the cut aparts, and I'm adding it to my title block so that my title actually says smash cake at the top. I like to do words and elements to create a title at times, and I think it works really well with this layout. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. The links for the kit will be below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a very great afternoon. Bye!